Halo semuanya, kembali lagi dengan gue Learoy Black. Dan di edisi Fragrance Review kali ini, gue bakal ngebawain sesuatu yang agak beda karena ada bintang tamu dan bintang tamunya juga lumayan spesial. Hai, ini Kristo. Makanya lo orang lihat juga tampilannya berbeda. Ini karena merupakan Skype talk antara gue dan Kristo. Dan sedikit introduction sedikit. Kristo ini dulunya dikenal juga di channelnya namanya Betawi Blood. Dia adalah seorang YouTuber asal Kanada, tapi dulu dia pernah ada di Indonesia, makanya namanya Betawi Blood. Tapi sekarang dia udah ngerubah namanya jadi Kristofer Maves. Gue bakal tulis link channel dia di description box below. So, Kristo, maybe you can introduce yourself a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. And thanks for having me on, first of all.
Yes.
It's really cool to do a collaboration. We've been talking for a couple of years now, just through Facebook, and finally had a chance to do some videos together.
Yep.
I started my channel when I was in Indonesia, actually, and I'm not the biggest YouTuber in the perfume world, but I'm pretty big compared to some of the other people that I kind of came out as, and I kind of moved back to Canada, and I brought my perfume channel with me, but definitely it started and originated in Indonesia, no doubt. That's where my kind of channel name came from originally.
Yeah,
I wanted to have something to do with me in Indonesia, or me in Jakarta as well. Jakarta's like my second home, my adoptive hometown.
So actually, when I first started to get into perfume, I was seeing your YouTube channel. I saw why this guy is a bule and his channel name is Betawi Blood, and I was looking at the background. It's just okay. This home, I mean, like the decoration and all, it looks like something like in Indonesia. So I was looking out for all your videos, and remember you have a video showing your crepes.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
And that's like, oh, he is in Indonesia.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you're one of the reviewer that I watch during my beginning of my journey of this perfume crazy world. And I also see how you change your nose palette from designer and you're into niche now. And somehow I'm heading to that direction as well now. I'm kind of tired of, designer smells kind of almost the same and identical to each other. Like each brand come out with one and another one, bum, all the same.
Okay. Yeah. I think it's a natural path. I think people get into perfume kind of as an interest, or maybe not quite a hobby, but they just learn that it's a lot more interesting than most people think, and they end up getting hooked on it and eventually start to realize they can tell quality, they can tell openings from dry downs to bases, and they start to get fussy and they start to want high quality, and they start to be critical of things that they used to love. I think it's kind of like that with a lot of hobbies, but perfume is one where you have everything from super low quality to super high quality. And everybody loves everything, and kind of a mixture of the bottom and the top and the middle and everything in between. So I think it's kind of a natural direction. I got really sick of designers for years. I just had no interest in designers, but I'm actually getting into a lot of the classics now, the kind of 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s kind of stuff at the moment, men's and women's. But yeah, for the most part, the newer designer stuff that I used to love, I've kind of gotten tired of it. It's not really holding my interest. So I think it's kind of a natural kind of progress for most fragrance lovers in general.
True. It's even from me in the beginning when I started, from all the designers, all cheapies actually, those cheapies under $20, under $30, and after that I goes to a higher level for something like Dior, but all still a designer, and after that I go to Creed, because Creed is the one of the best house for niche introduction, I think.
Yeah, definitely,
Because they
totally.
smells like designer.
They smell like expensive designers.
Yes, it's true. And after that, I kind of like move on to another house. For example, like MFK, like we've been talking, what we will talk today. And after that, I move on to like Amouage, something deeper and darker, and
Mm-hmm.
so on and so on.
Yeah.
Okay, so today, as you can see from the title below, we will be talking about this one, Aqua Universalis from Maison Francis Cook de John. And maybe I can show you, start from the presentation. It's a very simple presentation, but it's kind of like classy as well. It just comes with a box like this. Maison Francis Cook de John Aqua Universalis. This is the 70 mils. Some blah 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 on the back. I won't read for you. Some blah 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 on the bottom as well. And it does comes with a sleeve, something like this. And you can put it. But I love the bottle. The bottle looks really amazing. And
Yeah.
the cap is so heavy. If you
Yeah.
throw it to someone, they will get hurt.
It is like the kind of, I don't know, like gunmetal, I think it's called, like that just really heavy, kind of polished, refined metal cap. Yeah, I love them. I totally agree. I love the presentation. Even just like something simple like the little ribs around the atomizer, I think are really nice. I
That's
think
for the 200
the
mils.
detail is great.
That's for the 200 mils. Because for
Yeah.
the 70
Oh, you
mils
have
is
ribs?
different.
Oh, you don't?
Yeah, it's different for the 70 mils.
Oh, I never even noticed that.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, so let's first start to talk about the scent. I have the dry down here.
Yeah, I do too.
Respray the opening. Oh, the sprayers works good.
Yeah.
The opening is really citrusy. And do you really get that something sour and biting?
There's definitely something sour in it. Now, I'm going to be a little controversial here, and I'm going to say that this smells noticeably different than when I first smelled it, probably in about 2011, maybe 2010. I'm not going to say a lot different, but noticeably different. When I bought this bottle, this is actually my wife's bottle. I bought it for her birthday, I think about 2 years ago. And as soon as I sprayed it, because I hadn't smelled this in years, I was like, wow, it smells different. Because I had a bottle for her that I bought in Indonesia, and I had tried it so many times. I had gotten samples from the boutique, because it was one of the few things that me and my wife both really loved. So I'm going to say that this does smell a bit different than when I remember smelling it the first time.
Do you think it's a reformulation?
It must be. You know, it's been around for a long time. The thing is, everything that's been around for more than a couple years is going to get reformulated. It's just how good of a job they do at recreating it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So it's inevitable that it's been reformulated. It's just they unfortunately, I don't think, would be able to keep it exactly like it was. That being said, it's not a horrible fragrance by any means. I'm just saying, like, when I smell this, especially the opening, it smells a lot different than when I first smelled it. But I get, like, really clean. The Lily of the Valley in this is one of the top players to me, for sure.
I think what they do is, because they come out with the Aqua Universalis Forte, that's why they reformulate this one. Because that's usually the case when a perfume have the EDT and then they come out with the EDP, they tweak something in the EDT to make the EDP looks better.
Right. So that they're keeping their sales up.
Yeah, I think that's the case with this one as well. This one opens up with like really citrusy, and then maybe like in about 1 or 2 minutes, the sour that I said before, the biting sour, start to fade off. and it come out like what you say, the lily of the valley. The floral aspects start to rise and starts to become sweeter.
Yeah, I was just gonna say the sweetness in this really, really goes up. Like it does start sweet, but it gets sweeter and sweeter.
Yep.
Which is, you know, kind of like I believe we mentioned in Celestia. Celestia doesn't really get that sweet. There is a little bit of sweetness, but nothing like this.
Indeed. Oh, speaking about Celestia, teman-teman, kalau misalnya lu orang mau ngecek review gue dengan Kristo di tentang Aqua Celestia, itu ada di channel dia, karena gue sama Kristo ada bikin video kolaborasi juga tentang Aqua Celestia, tapi di channelnya dia. Gue juga bakal tulis di description box below link buat video itu. So, I was explaining about the Celestia video in your channel.
Yeah.
Do you still understand Indonesian a little bit?
A little bit, yeah. I'll just keep it at that. No more.
So, I was talking about the dry down now. The dry down is really musky and floral. That's what I get.
Yeah, I definitely get a little bit more musky than floral myself. I think kind of after the mid, it starts to get into that like
floral
clean white linens that a lot of people compare it to. And I totally agree, just like fresh, clean, a little bit sweet, just the white florals, the lily of the valley, almost like, smells like really classy bedding in like, you know, UK a mansion or like a 5-star hotel.
Yeah,
but like
exactly.
a Parisian hotel or something.
Because I've tried to spray this on a few people in my office. You know what's the reaction they got from this? They say it smells like expensive spa.
Okay, yeah. I can totally see that for sure.
They say it smells like very relaxing. It's like you're lying down on a like spa and you got a massage. That's the smell they get, but not in a bad way, like those cheap spa, like naughty spa, if you know what I mean. It smells like the 5-star hotel spa. That's what they get. But I do agree with you. It smells like an expensive linen. When you go to like a very expensive boutique hotel, they do have like this very specific like floral musky type of scent in their bedding. Yeah, that's what I get from this one.
Yeah, totally. That's kind of what it's always reminded me of. And you know, Lily of the Valley, like everything about this just like is just fresh and clean. You know, watery, citrusy, floral, etc., etc. So yeah, I think it's a really good comparison. You know, relaxing, soothing, comforting, cool and clean though, rather than like, you know, heavy and hot kind of, you know, for winter time.
True.
Definitely very, which is a segue into season, which is why we wanted to do this right now. Totally summer fragrance.
Yep, totally all about summer in here. And as you can see, I just bought this bottle for not so long ago, but I put quite a dent on it because I've been wearing it. You can go liberal with this one. We'll talk about the performance now. It is such a good scent, but it has like a really, I won't say bad, average, slightly below average performance.
I like it. You went from like good to average to slightly below average.
Yes.
But I agree. Again, probably the only major thing I can say that's bad about this is the longevity. I like the projection. I'm kind of maturing and settling down with my perfume, and I don't need it to be like screaming, noisy, loud, just fill the room all the time. I used to love that. I love that kind of thing, you know, especially in Jakarta with the weather when it's so hot and your perfume is just like explodes all the time. I've kind of gotten out of that where I kind of like I like a little bit of projection, just a little bit, but I like it to last all day. Yeah. So unfortunately, this one doesn't last as long as I would like it, which is kind of why I don't wear it much, to be honest. My wife wears it a lot more than I do. It's her bottle as well, so I just let her keep it and use it. I'll grab it sometimes, and I have a little sample sprayer that I got when I bought this of this. So I just kind of keep that. I think it's like 5 mil or something.
Yeah, the travel spray that you shows me that with
I showed
really
it in my video. It's like the atomizer, or sorry, like the bulb is like that big, and then the atomizer is like that big.
I know. That looks kind of tacky though.
Yeah, it's kind of silly looking, but yeah. I rarely wear this because of longevity issues. But yeah, totally. If you do wear this a lot, like yourself, it's something I could see just carrying around an atomizer with you to just reapply it and get those opening notes out. And
because I usually tend to have this kind of habit, whatever I want to wear within that week, I'll just carry all the bottles and put it in my office.
Really?
Yeah, because I have my office drawer, so I put it there. Like whatever my fragrance rotation that week, I will just keep it there. Because when I go to the office, I'll grab my bottle and spray, bum, 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 bum. That's it. And when I respray, usually when I respray, that's during lunchtime. Because after I go out, it's so hot, right? I gotta wash my face and wipe out all like the sweat and everything, like you remember. And after that, when I start to cool down, and I reapply. That's what I usually do.
Interesting. I didn't know you kept your bottles at work. That's interesting.
I kept like at least 10 bottles at work.
Wow.
Yeah, because I have so little space in my home, and I gotta split between office fragrance and usually my casual wear at home.
Okay.
Yeah, but now I have like around almost 300 bottles.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's why I need to rotate. If not, I don't have the space. And I don't want to put it in the car because I know somehow it will turn bad quickly because of the heat. So it's better for me just to put it in the office.
Yeah.
Because office is always air conditioned, right?
Yeah, true. Yeah, for sure.
So the performance in Indonesia, I get it like 4 hours of longevity, 5 maybe, 4 to 5, maximum 5 hours, with the projection of 1.5 hours. That's because when you go out, really, like if you go outdoor, it will project even more, and it will leave quite a good scent trail for me. But I'm not sure about in Canada. How long will you get for this?
Not too different. So keep in mind, in the summer, Canada gets really hot. We don't have the humidity that we would in Jakarta, but it gets really hot here. Like it can get 36 degrees up to 38 degrees in a really hot day. We don't get the humidity, so you don't sweat as much. So that's a factor. But I wouldn't say, I'd say pretty comparable. I'd say kind of 3 to 5 hours. And of that, probably only, 2 to 3 hours are actual projection. So, more than that, I don't know. It's hard to consider it, longevity when you have to like...
That's not longevity.
So, I'd say it's pretty comparable. But again, the summer temperatures here are probably comparable to Jakarta in many ways. But again, we just don't get the crazy humidity you do there.
Remember when I talk about how I spray on my skin, and after I sweat it goes to the clothes? In the Celestia video, we talk about that, right? That happens in here as well. It does goes to my clothes, and when I reapply, it got like, it become really good. Even if you move around when your clothes is already stained with this, you still have that tiny little projection. from your body heat, and then when it hits the clothes after you sweat, it does have a little bit projection, a little. Especially after you come out from like very hot, when I go out for lunch and I come back to the air-conditioned room, it projects a little. Because somehow your sweat evaporates and becomes dry, right? In the air-conditioned room, and it does project out a little bit.
For sure.
Okay, so how is the pricing point of Aqua Universalis in Canada?
So, we have a Maison Francis Cordian, not a boutique, but a counter in Toronto at the Saks Fifth Avenue, and it's not cheap. I think they're about $300 for the 200 mil, and literally just to do preparation for our video the other day, I was looking online from the official Maison Francis Cordian site, where I bought this a couple years ago, and they no longer ship to Canada. So I think they realized a lot of us were buying from Europe for cheaper than we could buy them in the store here. So they no longer ship to Canada anymore. However, the prices had gone up like considerably from when I bought this. I think I only paid a little over $200 for this. Shipped, like free shipping. Like, this was at my house in like 4 days from when I ordered it from France.
That's fast.
Yeah, really fast. Like, it was the same week. And free shipping. And I think I paid a little over $200 because at the time it was like, I don't know, $250 or so. In the department store here, maybe $250 plus tax. So I was like, you know, it's like $50 cheaper. I get fast shipping, and they're going to give me free samples. I'm just going to get it online. And then I went to look and try to, you know, go through and find out how much it would be shipped to Canada, and you can't get it shipped to Canada anymore. But they were still more. I think they're about $250 online, so considerably more than when I bought this a couple years ago.
But actually,
it's just like frustrating pricing for fragrance, how inconsistent it is, and how some countries pay so much more and others get them so much cheaper. It's just
happens here. It's so expensive, bloody expensive. Like what you said, you can get like about $250 for 200 mils, right?
Yeah.
Here goes almost it's like $200 for 70 mils. And if you go like for a retail price, the 200 mils cost like about 5,5 juta, which is like around $500 Canadian. So it's bloody it's in Papillon Duo.
When I got a 200 ml bottle before I left Indonesia, maybe a year before I left Indonesia, and I paid 2.3 maybe.
That's still cheap. No.
Yeah, but that was from Papillon Duo too.
Yeah, because that's the only place in Jakarta to get Maison Francis Cordian. It's only in Papillon Duo, so no other place unless you go online. What I told you before.
The prices have like doubled then. That's just crazy.
I want to ask you about one website, fragrancebuy.ca. Is it legit?
It is, but they have really terrible shipping policy.
Oh, okay.
You have to buy 5 bottles to get free shipping, rather than like every other website that offers free shipping over X dollars, usually $75 or $100. Yeah, so I actually kind of got in a little argument with whoever answers the emails, because I was going to order something from Amouage, and I was like, I have to pay shipping on a $220 bottle, but you would give me free shipping if I bought 5 bottles of Stetson that are like $10 each. And they replied, and they're like, yeah, it's the same profit we make. I was like, oh, I know about perfume, and I know that's not true. He's not making $10 profit on a bottle of Amouage. I know for a fact he's not. So, it's legit, and there's things I would like to buy from them, but I really hate their shipping policy, so I'm just not going to purchase from them.
Anyway, let's sum up with the Aqua Universalis before we go too much further. So, Aqua Universalis is a good summer scent with below average performance, but it smells really good, smells really clean, and it smells like very soothing, relaxing. It's all about summer, actually. Really good juice. Kind of like expensive if you got it in here. But other than that, let's talk about the Forte version a little bit. The Forte version is Eau de Parfum, and this one is Eau de Toilette. The Forte version is more floral compared to this one. This one slightly a little bit citrusy, and somehow, since both of these are unisex, but I prefer this one. This one is more masculine compared to that one, and that one is much more feminine in my nose. So
okay. I haven't tried the Forte for so long, I can't really comment on it, but I know a lot of people who prefer the EDT. Like, almost everyone I talk to, even people who own both of them, they say they prefer the EDT.
Okay. So,
like, just in smell, maybe not performance, but almost everyone I know says they prefer the EDT just out of the smell. It's sharper, it's a little bit brighter, the parfum is a little bit more dark, it's not quite as like zesty and fizzy and whatnot, but I can't compare them myself, but I know a lot of people who say that. People I trust as well.
Okay, so I think the connection is getting bad here, but anyway, let's wrap it up. So thank you, Kristo, for being my guest in my channel. And teman-teman, gue bakal tinggalin description dia di description box below. Please subscribe ke channel dia, karena channel dia menurut gue tuh interesting banget, dan gue belajar banyak banget tentang niche perfumery dari si Kristo ini. Dan gue juga malah belajar desainer perfume juga dari dia. Awal-awal gue kenal yang namanya Prada Infusion Dome, yang namanya macam-macam lah. Pokoknya dulu awal-awal gue mulai journey gue mulai masuk ke dunia parfum designer, gue mulai dari nonton channelnya Kristo. Karena menurut gue waktu itu Kristo itu dia tinggal di Indonesia, dan itu menurut gue lebih valid di buku gue ya, maksud gue. Karena kebanyakan kalau bule-bule di luar itu kan kondisinya berbeda sama kondisi kita, dan pas-pasan video-video desainer perfume yang dipakai si Kristo itu pas dia di Indonesia. Jadi bener-bener menurut gue itu lebih make sense buat gue, lebih bekerja buat gue. So please do subscribe ke channel dia, dan I think that's it, Kristo.
Okay, we'll have to do this again.
Okay, until next time. Bye-bye.